Schmo with the pro, with the former UFC middleweight champion, the Hall of Famer, the current VP of One Championship, Rich Ace Franklin in the flesh, Las Vegas Boulevard. It's a beautiful day. How we doing?
Man, these intros from you never get old, brother.
Well, you deserve it, man. You're one of the legends of the sport, and we got a big week coming up here. May 5th, the One Championship debut on U.S. soil, Broomfield, Colorado, First Bank Center. It's a big-time event.
Yeah, this is a culmination of huge teamwork coming. I was living down in Singapore for 5 years, moved back to the U.S. Once I got back here working on this entry with all of the team, and finally we're here. Cinco de Mayo, big fight day in the U.S., and we're bringing the fights to Denver.
And what's unique about this event right there on Amazon Prime, we have 3 championships with 3 different disciplines in the same division. Flyweight grappling, we got flyweight Muay Thai and flyweight MMA all on the line right here on the same card.
Do you have a favorite fight that you're looking forward to on that card?
Well, it's great to always see Rodtang go at it, but the Schmo is very interested to see what Sage Northcutt does. After having a layoff of nearly 4 years, seeing him go back into competition, we caught up with him recently, Team Alpha Male, under the tutelage of Uriah Faber, Hall of Famer, and Sage is looking like a real-life superhero ready to go.
Sage always looks like a real-life superhero, but I'll tell you, this card, top to bottom, you talk about the rubber match between Demetrius and Adriano. This is going to be an awesome matchup between the two of them. Those guys, they finished their first and second fight almost identically picturesque, the same with the knee to the head. But, you know, when you look at this card all the way down, you mentioned Rodtang, Stamps on the card. Well, we got Renier to Ritter, great grappling match against Ty Rotolo, Micah Musumeci, obviously the other title on the card. But all the way to the beginning of this card, like, I'm actually looking forward to the opener, Jackie Boontan and Deandra Martin. I think that's going to be a great opening matchup between two women that put it on the line. Love Jackie Boontan's style, her footwork, the way she delivers. So out of the gate, this thing is just going to go, brother.
And no shortage for any mixed martial arts fan right there on the card, but you brought up DJ, you brought up the main event. We got the rubber match with him and Adriano Moraes. DJ's already hinting at retirement right now. When you have that going through your mind, going into a matchup from your experience, and you're doing mixed martial arts, is that an advantage or a disadvantage, or it doesn't do anything at all?
I think for DJ it's probably an advantage because he probably foresees in his head that he's going to win this match. I mean, he should. That's a championship mentality. You never think you're going to lose. And that means that he gets to go out on his terms. And so I think if he retires, he's just saying, you know what, now's the best time to go out. Very few athletes end up going out on their terms. Fortunately for me, I was able to retire mentally before I physically had to, and it's just rare that those kinds of things happen. So you see a lot of athletes that push beyond the years that they should actually be in competition.
Hey, and DJ's got a victory inside that same building back in 2010 WEC days, so he's familiar with Broomfield, Colorado, in this elevation.
Yeah, you actually just educated me on something. But I know for a fact that DJ is already in Denver. He's been there for some time, as well as Adriano. So, you know, both these guys are trying to acclimate to the altitude already. I don't know how much of our actual card showed up early, but I know several of our athletes. Rodtang's in town already, and these are people that have been there for over a week already. So there's a lot of people that are accounting for the altitude and that coming into play as far as conditioning is concerned with the fights.
We've been teasing this One Championship U.S. debut for a long time. You and the Schmo have been talking about this. What made the decision to be right there in high elevation Colorado is that perfect first city of choice?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a history, obviously, in Colorado, and the Athletic Commission in Colorado, working with them, they've just been amazing to work with. This is our first event on U.S. soil, so obviously for us as a company, there's a big learning curve here, you know, just how it operates with the athletic commissions and the states and stuff. And so Colorado has just been a great state to have a partnership with. They've been really helpful on helping us fill the gaps on things that we don't know that's coming at us. And that's why we've been slow to announce a second event in the U.S. because you know, teasing the fact that we may be here at second event in 2023, likely 2024, but either way, just kind of waiting to make sure that this event pops off the way that it should. And so far to date, everything's working out the way that it is. Quick sellout at First Bank, which was actually surprised us. We were assuming we would have a sellout arena, but not as quickly as it did. And so the only link that's left in this entire chain is making sure that the fighters deliver. They always do. 70% finish rate in the organization. So I'm looking for this to be a success top to bottom, and we'll be planning our next event after that.
Having the Ruotolo brothers, Ty competing on this card, and a Mikey Musumeci, how important is it, the strategy of having great grapplers involved with one championship with the overall growth of the company?
It's huge, and I think not only having great grapplers, but having good matchups. I actually like this. I really am interested in this, the Renier de Ridder, the RDR matchup with Ty Ruotolo, because I haven't heard anybody talking about this, but RDR had the grappling match against Andre Galvao, and Ty Ruotolo is one of Andre Galvao's proteges, him and his brother Cade. So, you know, I'm interested to see the dynamic here of, you know, it was RDR. He was able to hang with Andre. You know, it was a great grappling match by Andre, but he stepped into Andre's world. Remember, he invited Andre. He's like, hey, I've done yours. Let's do mine. Meet me in the MMA circle. But either way, he's now grappling against one of Andre's top students. So I like that dynamic. I like what the Ruotolo brothers bring. They're stylistically, like, they're constantly they're not afraid to take risks. They're always pressuring forward. And so that matchup, like the style of that matchup, is going to make for a highly energetic and entertaining grappling match. Same with Musumeci. You know, and his opponent, Osama, is just, I mean, you're talking about two guys that have just performed really well, IBJJF champions, and so both these guys will be putting it on the line, and stylistically, like, they have very similar styles. I look for Musumeci probably working off his back there, being on bottom, and Osama doing a lot of top play on that one, but that's going to be a highly exciting match as well. And that's what's really important, is that people are seeing the art of grappling, just like we brought Muay Thai. We've been able to put a spin on grappling with the rule set, pushing the action. Same with Muay Thai, the 4-ounce gloves, and it pushes the action in these individual arts, and I think that's what's appealing to the fans in the U.S.
Certainly is. Since you're a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest middleweights to ever do it, the Schmo's got to ask you, when we spoke to you, it was about a year ago, who the greatest middleweight of all time is. Who do you think's going to dethrone him, or do you think he's always going to be the greatest?
Man, he's going to be tough to dethrone. You know, I go back to an Anderson Silva fight. Like, I mean, you know, Anderson didn't just win matches. He made good guys look bad, myself included. It's a painful statement to actually make. But you look at a match like what he did with Forrest and how he was just able to outmaneuver him. I've yet to see that kind of level in the middleweight class with somebody else at this point in time.
And will we ever see it?
I don't know, but I'd like for him to remain the greatest, because it's like if I had to be beaten, getting beaten by the greatest isn't a bad thing, right?
It's Anderson Silva. Recently in the UFC, you have Israel Adesanya beating Alex Pereira. Longtime rivalry. You finally got him in mixed martial arts. Has Israel Adesanya done anything to change your mind for the greatest middleweight of all time? And if he hasn't, is there anything he can do to surpass him in your eyes?
No, absolutely not. It'll always be Anderson Silva, and the reason why is because Anderson beat me. So I had to be beat by the greatest, right? So Israel will always be he'll be number 3. It's Anderson, then me, then Israel.
And he'll never be able to surpass either of you guys.
Yeah, no, never. So yeah, it's definitely, I'm sticking with Anderson on that one.
Certainly. But is there anything that reminds you between the two of them? Any similarities in terms of style, in terms of dominance?
Yeah, he does. He like it's honestly, when you watch him compete, there's a striking semblance of the stand-up style and the way he moves in the cage and all that. So there is a lot of similarities there. And all kidding aside, he is an amazing fighter, amazing athlete, and you know, coming back with a rival like that and being able to get that victory is huge.
It certainly is. Going down May 5th, the One Championship debut right there, Amazon Prime, One Fight Night 10. Final message for all the Rich Franklin fans out there worldwide.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be commentating that night. You guys need to tune in. This is going to be an amazing event. Top to bottom, exciting matches May 5th. Adriano Moraes, Demetrius Johnson, rubber match. Possible retirement of the GOAT on the line here. If that's not enough to want to make you watch this, and you got Rodtang, if you've not seen him fight, 4-ounce gloves, Muay Thai, some of the greatest grappling matches you're going to see. And like I said, this card goes all the way down. Roberto Soldic is competing on this card. He's made the debut for One Championship technically, but he was fouled in that fight. It was stopped prematurely. So this is his real, I'll call it, debut. And you know, Ong La, a fan favorite.
Yes.
And, yeah, all the way down to, like I said, Jackie Boonton. This thing's going to open up great. So don't miss this card. It's going to be exciting fights, top to bottom.
A lot of former champions, a lot of championships on the line. He's the pro. I'm the Schmo, Las Vegas. We're out.